What are you laughing at? I'm trying to do an intro. It's already... Get it together. Anyway, Raren is here. Welcome to the Covert Go podcast, available on Apple and Spotify and iHeartRadio, and use the promo code CGBPOD at checkout on CoolStuffCon because they sponsored the podcast. Hell yeah. Raren, why are you here?
I have no idea.
That's right. You have no
a gun
idea.
Pointed at my family. Sorry. What's the
we're gonna no, definitely not that. So you made me make a video a long time ago. I never forgot it. I don't think they forgot it either.
Which one is it?
Well, see, you made me guess whether some Hearthstone cards were real or fake.
Oh, okay. Is that what
do you remember Wizards of the Trope?
I do remember Wizards of the Trope. That was a good moment. That was a great moment, to be honest.
Yeah, Wizards of the Trope made me look like a dope in front of the world.
Hey, come on. You got some leniency because you don't know anything about Hearthstone. And listen, I had to play it off super good, and it worked out, so it's fun.
Yeah, keep patting yourself on the back because Today is Revenge Day. Today is Judgment Day. I've been waiting for this. I have a collection of cards. Some may come from a MTG custom card Reddit.
Okay.
Some may be just straight up Magic the Gathering cards.
Okay.
Some may be Secret Lair cards. And some may be what's called uncards. So... do you know what uncards are? Have you heard the phrase at all in Magic?
No. What is that? Magic
has released entire sets of cards that are basically parodies of Magic itself. They are called Unglued, Unfinity, Unhinged, and I believe Unsanctioned.
Were these when I came to record Commander, we opened like a booster box, and there's those cards that are like white. Are those what you're talking about? You know what I'm referring to?
Those are... Yes, I do. Those are called playtest cards. They are in Mystery Booster 1 and 2, and those are a slightly different thing. Okay. But you're on the right track. The problem with those cards is it's too obvious what they are because of the particular art style involved.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Okay.
But people have asked for this for a long time. They want me to show you these like unglued, unsanctioned, unfinity, like joke cards that Wizards of the Coast created. And these sets mostly are not tournament legal. And that's its own conversation because some cards actually are legal in some formats, which is insane. Okay. But we have cards basically made for the lulz, for the parody. And you're going to try to identify if this was a real card made by Wizards of the Coast or something a crazy Redditor did. Okay. Real or fake. Okay. Simple.
Sounds
very
good.
Simple.
All right.
All right. And you're going to see, just like you did to me, the text boxes are edited in a lot of cases to try to keep anything from being, too easy. Okay. So here's your first card. But first, a word from our sponsor. What's up, guys? It's me, it's CGB, and like many of you guys, I love collecting shiny Magic cards. But collecting foils became way less fun when I learned that foils curl. They really curl. It actually took so much joy out of the process, I almost gave up on collecting foils altogether. But now there's a product that can actually fix your curled foils. And that's the sponsor of today's video, Foil Armor. Foil Armor is the simplest way to flatten your foils. The patented two-way humidity control formula is a game changer for collectible card storage. These two-way humidity control packets are super easy to use. Simply place a pack in your card storage or in a sealable container, and it provides curling protection for up to 6 months, keeping your cards flat like they should be. Each pack provides continuous humidity control with a replacement indicator card to ensure ongoing protection. By keeping the environment stable, these packs help ensure your foil cards remain flat and retain their original quality and appearance. They're perfect for protecting and preserving the long-term value of your prized foil cards. I pulled out some of my curliest foils and gave them 3 days in a Tupperware container with Integra Boost, and as you can see, they flattened out beautifully. It's honestly helped me rediscover the joy and pride of collecting foils. So don't spend another day frustrated by curling foils. Go over to www.flattenmycards.com and use the promo code CGB. You'll get a 15% discount on your order. That's flattenmycards.com with the promo code CGB. Thank you to Foil Armor for sponsoring this video. And now, back to the video.
Okay. So my job today is to try to guess if this is a real or fake card or not. I'm sorry. What the fuck is how do you read this? The ultimate nightmare of Wizards of the Coast customer service. The ultimate nightmare of Wizards of the Coast customer service deals X damage to each of Y target creatures and Z target players. I'm sorry, hold on. Is this a Yu-Gi-Oh card? What does this deal? X damage to each Y target creatures to Z target players. So you're spending a certain amount of mana to do X damage, and then you're spending a certain amount of mana to do Y target creatures, and then you're spending a certain amount of mana to do Z target players. And then on top of that, you're also spending 2 red mana. What?
Yeah. In blue.
Okay, so like... Wait, what do you mean in blue? Just because the background's blue? So like...
Yeah, it's a blue card.
Okay. What the fuck? I mean... Like, obviously so I gotta, okay, if I was not doing this, like, as a video, like, and I'm gonna call this, like, a game show, like, in quotations.
Yeah.
My first thought is, like, this is not real. But at the same time, it's because we are doing this. It's like, why would you show me this if it wasn't real? This is, like, so insane that it's so fake that it's real. Okay, I'm not gonna like talk myself into this. Like, there's no way this is real. Like, this is not a real. What do you say real? Like, do you mean like playable and standard? Like, what do you mean by this? Because you're talking about how like some of these cards are actually playable in some formats. So, real and not playable in standard is what you want me to say.
I believe that what I'm looking for, honestly, is just real. Was this made by Wizards of the Coast or was this made by a fan?
See, oh my god. Okay. Would you?
Is this a magic card that is sold? Is a good definition. Is it a card that is sold?
From your experience talking to Wizards of the Coast employees, would you say that they're a bunch of goofballs or no?
I mean, there's a number on the card. You can call them and ask.
Yeah, give me a second. 206.
How badly do you want to win?
Wait, is that actually the number for this? Hold on.
I don't know.
If that's a real number,
we could do this live.
There's no way. You know what? I'll do it live.
You're gonna do it? You're gonna call the number?
206 624 0933.
International data rates may apply, Raren.
The number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number and try your call again.
That might be a sign. That might be a tell right there.
It's a fake number. Okay, I'm gonna go with it's real. I'll go with it's real. I feel like
for sure
there's too much effort into this for like the Wizards not to make this card.
So we're gonna go. This is setting a good precedent. So effort equals Wizards made this card.
Yep. Sure.
Yes, this one is real. This one is is this unglued? I think this one is unglued with the egg. Yeah, let me see. I got it over here. So I had to brush up on a lot of my UnSet stuff. So here is the full card, and I'm definitely keeping the bottom border out of most of these. So you can see down there at the bottom, it's card 53 out of 94. So it was a 94 card set released in 1998, and it's got a silver border. And in Magic, the silver border means not tournament constructed legal in any formats. So that's why you're not going to see a border on most of the like edits I've done on these cards in the future to show you.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
This is a great example, I thought, of an uncard that I could show you, and its ridiculousness just because of the way it goes around the frame and such. But it sets a good tone, I would say. A good tone.
Okay.
It's a good tone.
Interesting. Okay. That is a funny card. I wish someone picked up on the phone. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good.
honestly lost content. I should have absolutely purchased that number and used it in some way.
Get someone to pick it up.
Absolutely a content fail on my part. My bad. All right. I'm going to throw you what's going to look a little janky because this is me trying to cut these up to keep them from being too easy to identify.
Okay. Oh my god. I thought you were just going to show me Chaos Confetti on its own. Okay, Chaos Confetti for 4 neutral mana. This is an artifact, 4 mana, and you tap it. You tear this into pieces, throw the pieces onto the playing area from a distance from at least 5 feet. Destroy each card in play that this piece touches. Remove the pieces from the game afterwards. Wait, this was a real card, wasn't it? Like we had the whole, like you told me the story and everything. I can't remember if that's the exact text though.
The card you're thinking of and the beautiful story, if we throw back to that video, one of the first ones we made together. Yes, Chaos Orb was the one that the story is about. And that's why I had to do this one. It says, and you thought this was just an urban legend.
I mean, God. See, this one's tougher because it actually is like, people would love that story so much that you could see someone custom making a card like this. But then also Wizards of the Coast would probably appreciate that story as well because that's such a key moment in Magic's history for a lot of people that you could also see them make this card as well. The thing is too is like Wizards has like the potential for a Magic card seems like it's a lot higher than a Hearthstone one. Because like you guys do like so much, especially like an older card like this. So that means like Wizards of the Coast would have to appreciate the card so much that they would want to remake it. Do I see that happening more than like a player who plays their game wanting to make a card like this? Because like Hearthstone has like the same kind of concept of like custom Hearthstone where people will like reference something that's from older Hearthstone. Tear Chaos Confetti into pieces. Throw the pieces onto the playing area from a distance of at least 5 feet. For each card in play that the piece touches, remove the pieces from the game afterwards. I would like to go perfect here, but this one's tough actually. I could see Wizard.
You'd like to go perfect in this one. I do. That would be a win.
I do remember you showing me a different version of Chaos Orb that is in the game. I don't remember if this is the exact same card or not though. So that's what I'm trying to remember here. I think this. I'll go with this as real. Because I do remember, like, you did show me another version of Chaos Orb. It wasn't the exact same thing, but it was very close to this. So I can see this being real.
Damn it. You remembered.
Let's go!
Damn it. I was hoping you might have forgotten. I probably told this story way too much. So these aren't tournament legal, but when this set first came out in 1998, a game store that within driving range of me, which means like an hour and a half away, had a tournament where you brought your 60 card deck and they gave you a sealed booster pack of this. They didn't even tell you what at the time, but they gave everybody who joined the tournament a sealed booster pack of this set, unsanctioned, and you ripped it open and it had to shuffle it into your deck and play it exactly as you opened it.
Okay.
So I had a Chaos Confetti. So I got to spend an absurd amount of time ripping it up into tiny pieces and obliterating my opponent one time. And I drew it several times in the tournament and I didn't use it till the very last game. It was like I wasn't bringing the queen out too early. Like I held it to the very end.
Oh yeah, you don't want to spoil it for sure.
Oh, it was amazing.
Like yes. I guess you only get to rip up it once, right? Unless you had like multiple copies of it.
Yeah. No, it is the one. Once it's ripped up,
did you
win
the tournament because of this card? Or
no? Of course. I was a fucking monster as a kid, dude. I won everything within driving range. Are you kidding? I didn't drive an hour and a half to lose.
That's fair.
Are you kidding?
That's fair. All right. You're right.
All right. Absolutely not. Okay,
Such a
we are cooking
tryhard.
right along. Where to go next? Which of these do I do next? Oh, you know what? You know what? Let's do this one. This is going to be great.
Okay. Oh God. The way this is done is it's so incredible. You actually, like when you do this video, are you gonna show the people the exact same thing you're showing me?
Yeah, I think that this is what's going to pop up, and then it'll slide over to the real card when after you give your answer. Right, Libby? Right? Okay.
Okay. Good thing about Hearthstone is like we have a really good custom like card maker. Like someone put the effort into it, so it works out so easy for me. This is just so funny. Okay, photo op. 1 black man. That's a sorcery. Before the game begins, you may post a picture of.
What? What's so funny? Is this not regular card gaming?
So funny. Before the game begins, you may post a picture of yourself, like the art of any magic card, with guess that magic card and no other text. You may reveal a reply posted today with the guess and a card you own from outside the game with the same name as that guess. Put that card in your hand. XL photo op. So you're. Okay, but like, why? Just quick question here. Why would you just not put the card in your deck rather than this card? Like, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, because if you are really good at both photography and acting out the art of a magic card, this has the flexibility of a tutor effect.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, but what if they don't guess?
What if they don't? Oh no! What could go wrong?
That's so funny. Man, God. So this one, as far as I'm aware, they have not made a card like this in Magic. I'm trying to think if there's any card that you have shown me that's somewhat close to this. I don't think there is. Let me just think here. I don't think so. So that means that either A, this is such a good troll from Wizards of the Coast themselves, or this is just a funny gag that someone had on the custom Magic subreddit. In my mind, I think this is leaning towards custom. Is this too meta of a card for Wizards to want to even like print a card like this? But then again, you showed me the customer service thing, so why would it? By the way, was that customer service card phone number like ever active, or is that just like always?
I never called it, dude. Are you kidding?
Oh.
Calling somebody on the phone is scary.
Listen, I 100% agree with you, but for a card like this, I would 100%. Someone leave a comment on this video to let me know, because CGB does not know. I'll go with this is fake. I feel like this is too out of the box for a Wizards of the Coast card. I also feel like no. Hold on. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
You showed me the secret layer cards of the Instagram posts. So I was thinking about like before I was gonna give my answer, I was like, I don't know if they would reference social media in Magic the Gathering. That seems a little out there, but they did make those secret layers. So then that comes down to like there is like in Magic, it is canon that social media exists. I'll still go with fake. This is ridiculous.
I love with social media being canon in Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I mean,
if I should have saved those Instagram secret layers for this video. That's what I should have done. All right, so this is fake.
This is fake.
Dude, this is real. Welcome to Unfinity, an UnSet, possibly the last UnSet released a little over a year ago, like a year and a half ago now. It's a space-themed UnSet.
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, cool
and
card.
There's the card. Yeah, I mean, it's a card.
And this is legal in Magic or no? Like, can you play this card?
It is. So there's something weird about the Unfinity cards that they did that they never did anywhere else. You can tell by the acorn on the card if it looks like a regular MTG or acorn. And what I mean by that is the little shiny thing down at the bottom. You see where there's
yeah.
So in a regular real Magic card, if I found one really quick, that would be really convenient. Do you think I have just an image of a normal Magic card somewhere on my freaking desktop here? Okay, so you remember this one. We did this video last time. So see how it's the like oval?
Yes.
Shiny oval? Yep. Yeah. So the acorn, if it's the glittering acorn, it is... How does this exactly work? God, I prepared for this and everything, and I still forget. Infinity acorn symbol legality. Okay. Which is supposed to imply what sets, but it is a very, very different thing. If the card comes in a traditional oval-shaped hollow foil, then it's legal in other formats. So if the oval looks like it does on the Mox Jasper, it's legal in other formats. If the oval looks more like the acorn, like in Photo Op, it's not legal in other formats.
Okay, makes sense.
Just to let you know, they don't actually have a tournament where you can Photo Op tutor, which is too bad.
That would be sick. That would be like an anime moment. Like the guy's like losing the game. He's like, hold on a second. I posted this earlier. The perfect card for this specific situation that I planned for. That would be incredible.
And then you need somebody to reply though. So what if it's like the villain who's posting it and nobody wants to reply to them or something? I don't know.
Also, I guess
there are levels to this.
There could be. You could like rig it because then you could just be like, hey, just comment on this this photo that like this card, so that if I ever need it, I can just pull it out.
Yeah, it's like a lifeline. Like your friends all have to, or you. Oh God, what if you somehow like faked it? Like, Judge, I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
sign in on alt account.
Just get whatever card you needed.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah, I mean,
that'd be pretty cold. That wouldn't be cool. Guys, don't be that uncool. But Photo Op, funny card. LOL. Now you know the kind of nonsense that they're into, don't you?
Yes. I mean, that's not going to help me in the future because I've seen some whack custom cards for Hearthstone. So
let's keep it coming.
Okay. The cheese stands alone.
Hold on. We're not done.
God.
Just in case you thought.
4 neutral, 2 white, and it's an enchantment. Okay. If you control no cards in play other than the cheese stands alone and you have no cards in hand, you win the game. This is Mechathune from Hearthstone. You remember that guy?
Uh-huh.
This is the same concept.
Weird, right?
I wonder if there's a card like Mechathune. Like, sometimes I wonder if Hearthstone gets inspired by Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or it's like the reverse. I don't know if Wizards of the Coast ever looks at Hearthstone for like examples for card design. I mean, they do go through a lot of cards though, so it wouldn't surprise me. This is okay. The cheese stands alone. I mean, I can see the effect being real. Like, I don't think this is like the weirdest thing in the world. I think it's like a very hard win condition to get to. And I don't see it being like a card that is unfathomable in Magic. Like, it is very possible a card like this could exist. And if it exists in Hearthstone, which is like, yeah, it's not the same game, but they're close enough where I feel like they would probably mimic the design in some cases. The question is the name. The cheese stands alone? What the? Can I ask you a question like you did on my video?
Yes.
What expansion is this from?
What expansion is this from? I refuse to answer this question.
Okay, it's not real. There's no way. There's no way. The cheese stands alone. There's no way. There's no way Magic's referring to a card that ends the game like this to the cheese stands alone. Unless, wait, there was that one set though that was like food, wasn't there?
I mean, food tokens are normal now in Magic, especially on the plane of Eldraine, but no, a lot of sets have food.
I remember like Voxy showing me a trailer for, it was like gingerbread or some shit. Like,
yeah, that was Eldraine. Yeah, that was.
So was that considered
trailer.
Like the food set? No, it's not real.
It was the first place that food tokens happened.
I'll say it's not real. I'll say it's not real. No way.
You're calling the cheese stands alone fake, buddy?
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh,
is it real? Is it actually real? Is this?
Oh boy.
Is every card 80?
This card is real.
What the fuck am I looking at?
This is another. Yep. There's another unglued card right here. Right here.
What? what the hell is that drawing? Like, excuse me? Like,
I mean, that is Magic the Gathering art, and you will not tell anybody here otherwise. That is just the facts of the case.
Okay. Oh, shit.
This just got a lot harder than you expected, huh? You didn't know what you were in for.
To be fair, I feel like this is harder than Hearthstone. There's so many cards in this game.
Well, I think that you're learning just about the level of nonsense that they're willing to go through to sell some of these what are called unsets.
This card is like, it's old though, right? Unless they like remade it recently.
Yeah, you were talking about Mechathune. This card's from 1998.
Oh yeah, I guess Hearthstone may have gotten inspiration, right? Like, there you go.
Yeah, Mechathune is really like actually a reskin of the Cheese Stands Alone.
God, I really hope they're like, I mean, it makes sense though. I guess, no, but Mechathune has to die. So it's not 1-to-1, but like, yeah, it's very close. Like, this is just, it's so uncanny. Like, what the fuck is this thing, by the way, though? Oh my God. I hate that he's buff. Like, he's a superhero. Kind of reminds me of like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, it is off the deep end, as these sets often were, and I am loving that you're having a hard time with this. I'm gonna give you a simpler card. I think that's what I'm gonna do now. Nice, easy Magic card to analyze.
Okay, you say that. Bolt Alert. Okay. Bolt Alert deals 0 damage to any target draw card. What's that mana again? Like, it's Phyrexian, so you can like spend your life for it.
It's Phyrexian mana. Yep. So 2 life, or you can pay 1 red. And this, by the way, I forgot to put the type line. It is an instant.
Deal 0 damage to any target. You guys have like spell damage in your game, like Hearthstone does, where it's like,
not in the way that Hearthstone does, where you can get these like increments on it for playing the game. At least not outside of the alchemy format on Arena, which is digital only.
Okay. So in other words, 2 life to draw a card. And maybe some interaction that I'm just not thinking about. I guess it also like interacts with monsters effect. I mean, this is a good card. Like, I think this is very playable, right? Like, I'd spend 2 life to draw a card in Hearthstone, like on a deal, like on any class. So
just to what do they call cycling in Hearthstone? It's trade, just to trade.
Well, cycling is a thing, like to spend a card to use a card to draw a card. That's what like generally the term is used for. But then there's tradable, which is like cycling a card for 1 mana. But then you send the card back, right? Rather than putting it, this card just gets spent rather than putting it back into your deck. But the fact that you could spend life for this is insane. Like, that's a very, very good effect. Most classes, like Rogue would love this, Warlock would love this. Like, this is a really, this is like probably a broken card, to be honest, in Hearthstone. In Magic though, like, would they print this card? Like, I don't even know if I should consider balance in this case. You know what I mean? Like, some of this is just because like the Cheese Stands Alone, I'm pretty sure in Magic is just awful. But I obviously have no idea. So just like, I'm just hoping it is. Like, especially in older Magic, like, I don't think you're playing that. This is like a good card. Would you say this is a good card?
Huh. That would it give you a lot of information to know how much I did or didn't play this card? I think
I was just gonna say, like, you didn't even have to tell me you played it. I was just gonna be like, what do you think of the card? Do you think it's good?
Oh, it's definitely a Magic card, but that's why it's your video to evaluate and mine to sit back and laugh.
God. I think the card's very good. The question is like, does Magic the Gathering think they should have a card like this? I'm gonna hope they don't, because this is disgusting. So I'm gonna go with this as custom made. I feel like this is a dream from somebody who's like, man, this card would be so cool in my like super fast aggro red deck where I just need to draw an extra card for 2 life. Like, easy, 100%. All right, custom made.
Custom made. So this card I just found on the front page of the custom Reddit. Yep, this is Bolt Alert. Look at that art.
I mean, it's fantastic, to be honest. It's really good.
Yep. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't think that they'd ever do this in Magic. I don't think that they would give you an instant speed red card that just drew a card for nothing, like you said, for free. I think this is a very good card. I think it would get played in every graveyard deck just to fill the graveyard faster, every delirium deck that needs an instant in the graveyard for an effect, and that's just like scratching the surface. On top of that, the doing 0 to any target isn't nothing, because there are cards in Magic that sacrifice or die when they're targeted by any spell. There are also cards in Magic that give you a benefit when they're targeted by any spell. There are also cards with prowess like Monastery Swift Spear that get a bonus with any spell. So yeah, this card would be absolutely busted. Well done.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I was worried. I was like, if this card was printed, I was worried for you guys, because that's disgusting. Oh, thank God.
He hasn't lost it completely, guys. He's in the game.
You know what's crazy is, like, I think if you show me this card at the start of like me playing card games, I wouldn't think this is that good. I'd be like, why am I spending 2 life to draw a card? Like, I'd be like, this is horrible.
And now it's like that's just free resource.
Yeah,
that's just free real estate. All right, next card. You're doing so good, buddy. You got this.
Thank you, God. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh video I recorded yesterday was like, already my brain hurts. You're double it on, man. Magic's supposed to be fun. What are we doing? Guided Passage. 1 blue, 1 red, 1 green. Reveal the cards in your library. An opponent chooses from among them a creature card, a land card, and a non-creature, non-land card. You may put the chosen cards into your hand, then shuffle your library. Wait, what? They get to pick 3 cards and you just add them to your hand? What?
That's what it says.
Okay. Let me think about power level, how good this would be. 3 mana to draw 3 cards. You guys have card draw in your game. If this was a Yu-Gi card, this would be disgusting. Hearthstone would also probably play this, but for the most part, Hearthstone has equal to maybe better draw than this at 3 mana. Just because our mana is like passive. So in that case, this card's fine. Like, it doesn't seem a little whack or out of whack like the last one does. So I can see it. I also think it is interesting because you give your opponent like a lot of information, because they get to look through your library. They get to see every card in it. Then they get to pick their own cards. And then obviously you're probably going to add it to your hand, but then they have information of cards in your hand and what's in your deck. So that's a cool idea. And it also is like I like this card. Also, I noticed that Alex Horley made the art for this, which is he's one of like the most prominent Hearthstone artists. He does a ton of art for the game.
Interesting.
Which makes me wonder, does Alex Horley actually do Magic the Gathering cards? I don't know if I've ever noticed it before. I think the card is unbalanced, so that means like it is believable in here. Why would they print this though? Can I ask you just a question on a rate for card draw? Like, how much would the average card give you for 3 mana? Or how much card draw would the average card give you for 3 mana?
So you would see that printed at a common as a draw 2 cards at sorcery speed pretty often, especially in blue.
Okay, so 3 mana to draw 2 cards for blue as a sorcery.
Yep, that's pretty common.
Okay. It's extremely interesting. I could see them printing this. I don't think it... Okay, so like one of the things I know about custom Hearthstone is a lot of the cards are just not... People don't think about the actual mechanics of it. Like, it's just like, oh, this is a cool card I think would be interesting in the game. How insane is it for you to take your opponent's entire deck in real life, look through every card, and then pick 3 from it? Would that be too much time that they wouldn't want to put that into the game because of mechanics?
I mean, I'm picturing it in tournaments, and would you like sit there and write down everything in the deck, or try to like lay it out and take a photo of it?
I don't know about
I think
photo.
They would in tournaments.
I legitimately think people would use every advantage they could if someone ran this card. Like if you said, hey, like let me you can go through my deck, you could look at every card, because I don't know, does Magic have like open lists in tournaments? Because Hearthstone often you get to see the whole deck.
They do now at the high levels. The really high level ones have open deck lists now.
Okay, so this has to be an older card then. And you show me the fucking cheese guy, so this is believable. I'll go through. I think this is an interesting enough mechanic that they would print this in like one of those weird sets. But I also think just like mechanically, it's probably fine. It's like if the average payoff for drawing is, if 3 mana draws you 2 cards in blue, which means blue is probably one of the better classes to draw. And this is like for, I forget what's the tribe? No, not tribe, but like what's the color combination called for this? Blue, red, green.
Teamer.
So like, I'm imagining card draw in that if you really needed it would be really great. So I can see them printing a card like this to support like an archetype like this yeah, I'm good with this. Yep.
It's real.
Yes.
In fact, it's so real, it's just another Magic card in a set. Didn't think I was going to do that to you, did you? But good job sniffing it out. I wondered. I wondered if I could get you. Yeah, this card's just in Magic. It's been legal in everything, and it basically sees no play.
Yeah, okay. So the thought of like showing your opponent your entire deck is obviously just too much.
I think so. I like this card. That's why another reason it's in the video. And I always want to play it, especially in Commander. But yes, the thought of handing them your 100 card singleton deck and letting them figure out what to give you is absolutely,
that is content.
It's exhausting thinking about it, to be honest. Maybe I'll cast it on you someday and see what you do. That would be fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's content for sure, right? That's such a like, you're just putting your balls on the table. Be like, I don't care. Look at my deck. Give me 3 cards.
Yeah, what you got? What you got, buddy?
That's interesting.
Something like that.
Okay. All right, let's go. Huge.
Let's go.
What the
Hey, you like sub games. This one's for you.
Okay. The countdown is at 1. 3 neutral, 2 red. This is a sorcery. Players play a Magic sub game. Check out 1 life and using their libraries as their decks. For the rest of the main game, if a source would deal damage to a player who didn't win the sub game, it deals double damage to the player instead. It does deal double damage to the player instead. What a weird sentence. Deals double that damage to the player instead. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading like an idiot. Okay. So if you win the sub game, it's actually bad for you.
What? For the rest of the main game, if a source would deal damage to a player who didn't win the sub game. No, winning the sub game means you take normal damage.
I'm sorry, you're so right. I had the inverse of it. Okay, so you want to win the sub game. But okay, hold on.
Oh, well, yeah. Now you want to win every game.
Now there's a mechanic thing I have to think about here. Sorry. So if you use cards in the sub game, do they go to the graveyard in the main game, or are they just out of the game now? Like what happens to your hand in the sub game? Like does it get?
This is where I honestly need the rules of Charizard printed on the card. So I'm not a judge, and I'm not sure I have an actual answer for this. We might be looking too closely trying to figure it out. Here's what I would guess based on Magic experience. Okay. Because in Commander, when people leave the game or the game quote ends, like certain things happen a certain way. And so what I'm guessing is that somewhere deep in Magic rules that you could point to, you'd say, when the game ends, the hands and permanents from the sub game when the sub game ends, the hands and permanents cards in use in the sub game are exiled. I believe that's what would happen.
Okay. Because the reason I asked that is because you are doing double damage now, but there is a trade-off for using resources in a sub game if you don't get them back. Like otherwise, this card is like, if my deck can just deal 1 damage to my opponent, like if I have any burn, like I'm getting so far ahead because of this reason. Which I mean, 5 mana to deal double damage. I mean, that's pretty good. If you could do double damage for 5 mana in Hearthstone, I think you would for the rest of the game. That'd be probably too good. So I could see this being real. Now, this card, is it better or worse than Charizard? Charizard was you take the remainder of your deck and then you play a full game? And then
yeah, you play a game. I think you had a lower starting life total or something, and then you lose half your life in the original game.
If you lose? Okay.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So this one is not as like time consuming, which is extremely interesting. I gotta see. The thing is, it's like I want to say this is fake, but I actually have confidence that they would print a card like this to try to redeem Charizard for what it was. I also think the card's just fun. And yeah, you're right. I do like games in my game. Like I really like this idea. I think this would be a cool card in Hearthstone because you wouldn't have to do all the manual logistics of making a different game. Like it would just unfold and then you can go back to your main game like in an instant. Like that, I think that'd be really interesting. They would never do it, of course, because they want their games to be faster, but like this would be interesting enough in Magic. God, I hope this is playable. How would this work in Commander, by the way? Like, if someone played this, are you guys all playing for, like, everyone's at 1 life? Everyone draws a new hand, and then whoever wins
it's a sub game,
damage?
and you have to, for the rest of the main game, if a source would deal damage, you win the sub game, it deals double. Yeah, so you have to play to a winner. Yeah, that's right, starting from 1 life. Yeah.
This is... God, I also think the art of this card is fucking hilarious. Like, what is that thing?
Fuck it, we'll go with real. I'll believe in it. I believe in it. I think it's like legit enough, and they've printed Charizard in the game, so like there is a reason to believe this is real.
Dude, you want to play sub games so bad, don't you?
Yes.
You really do. You just want a good sub game, and in this case, it serves you well because you're right. It's a real uncard. Yep.
I will have you know that when we play Commander again, I will ask you to slot this in if you build the deck for me again.
Damn it. Do you want to know why I didn't want to do this video for over a year?
Why?
Because I knew this would happen.
You're giving me ideas.
So I'm going on the record. I don't care what the comments say. I hate uncards so much. This is my very serious children's card game that I'm playing, and I don't like these memes. I don't like the silliness. Thank you.
Specifically, like, don't you? Okay, I can understand that this is like a little bit weird from your typical Magic game, but there is actually a lot of pros and cons of playing this card if it works like how you thought it was intended, where like all your cards are exiled from the sub game. That is a really interesting like dynamic that is now added to the main game because of this card. It's not like Charizard, which is going to take like 2 million years because you have to start from the very beginning. But 1 life, I mean, it's the same thing. You have to start at the very beginning. But like 1 life does not seem like a very hard thing to do. And like you're obviously going to put this into a deck that like you can benefit off this because you like if you play this and you don't win, like holy shit, like that's going to hurt so bad. But it does add a really interesting dynamic to the game. And like I would love for a card like this to be in Hearthstone. I think it'd be so cool. But they won't print it. It's too much.
It would be, dude, Hearthstone, are you listening? In Commander, it would be so funny because everybody in Commander is like turn 1, crack a fetch, lose the game.
True.
It'd actually be really silly.
Also, if you concede in the sub game, I guess you just win and then you get because you could concede in the sub game, right? Like you don't have to take the damage.
I guess, but it's who didn't win the sub game takes double. So whoever actually wins is the person who gets the benefit, and they're the only one who gets the benefit. So if you want to concede, go ahead.
This is why it's so interesting though, because imagine imagine I'm playing this card against you because you're playing some kind of combo deck, right? And then we're in like let's just say it's Commander or whatever. I know you only have 1 copy. If you draw the card in the sub game and you lose, that means that in the main game you're also like you're double fucked because now you're taking double damage and now you don't have a win con. Like, right? Like that's the concept here. So like there's actually a real reason for you to just concede as soon as possible if you think you can outlast your opponent with taking double damage. Like it's a really interesting thought.
Yeah, I have to know also, like, I'm telling you, man, I don't know the rules of that card. So that might not be how it works. I don't know. Just
that's fair.
God, they're like probably popping off in the comments right now as I say this. That's not how it works, CGB. And he's evaluating the card wrong because of you, CGB. How dare you, CGB? You always do this. You don't know your own game. Lay off. I'm working here. Okay. I don't know, man. Just evaluate this card for me. It's very easy to do.
Great card. Love it.
No,
Blacker Lotus. Okay.
Okay. Blacker Lotus is 0 mana. It's an artifact. Tear Blacker Lotus into pieces. Add 4 mana of any 1 color to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source, removing the pieces from the game afterwards. So you just tear this up to get mana, and you can only do it once? What? Okay. The confetti thing's funny because it references the original card. This is not what Black Lotus did. I mean, it is, but like it didn't have to do with anything with ripping it up. Remind me, Black Lotus is like 0 mana, get like 3 mana, right? Something along those lines.
That's right.
Tearing up your Blacker Lotus into pieces. Add 4 mana of any 1 color to your mana pool. God, that is extremely interesting. Would I remove a card from like real life to get 4 mana in a card game? Yeah, I would. That's really good.
It's such a great test of like card game players, isn't it? Would you tear this to pieces?
I mean, if it's like $1, it's like I'm paying $1 to like get like an insane advantage if I like open this. So that's pretty good. I feel like, okay, my thing against this though is I feel like Magic would have learned from Black Lotus and know that the card is like very, very powerful. So like even if they printed this effect, if it happens in one game, that game is going to feel really bad for one player. And I feel like I would hope that Magic would be like, we shouldn't print a card like this because of like how bad this is going to feel if you lose to it, because it doesn't feel fair. It just feels like you got cheated from a win. And again, if it's like
even in a non-tournament game,
I feel like
many of these are not tournament legal.
I feel like it's worse than a casual game than it would be in a tournament game, because in a tournament game, it's like you're expecting a player to run this. If I had the opportunity to run this and unfortunately they got in their opener, like that's just what the metagame you're in. And like, obviously that's not good game design, but if you're in a casual and you're like, oh guys, let's just have some fun. And someone rips up a fucking Black Lotus and all of a sudden, or Blacker Lotus, and all of a sudden they're just so far ahead of everyone because they have 4 additional mana. Like, bro, Innervate giving you 2 mana in Hearthstone was disgusting. Like Druid was just no one was in the same league as that card. So
thought experiment. If you had to craft another Innervate every time you used one, would you do it?
It's a basic card, so I think it would translate to a common. So yeah, I would. Yeah. That's 40 dust.
Dude, we got to stop talking, man. We're giving them ideas.
40 dust to get like an unfair advantage. That means if this was the same way, like it translated to Hearthstone 1-1, which means like my card got disenchanted when I played it, but I got 4 mana. Oh my God. Like I would pay 40 dust nonstop for just like the most obscene advantage of all time. I'd hit legends so fast, you have no idea. And Druid could run 2 of them. And I'm assuming that's the same thing with Black and Lotus in specific formats, but yeah, I'll go with this as a fake. I don't think Magic would print a card like this. I would hope they wouldn't print a card like that. But like, also, hold on. This is an infinite money glitch. This card is so good that I can see people buying this card, and there's probably some guy at Wizards like, look, think of the money we can get from this. Like, it's actually just free. No, okay, I'm gonna believe in Wizards. This is a fake card.
Okay, and you know that they are not legal in tournament format. So you like your analysis of the unfair they would buy more is based on casual formats. Just I'm making sure.
I feel like you're underestimating like at any point in time people would spend money to get an unfair advantage. Like at any point in time. So yes, I do think in a cat, like, dude, imagine you're hanging out with your boys. You're like, yeah, guys, we're going to play some Commander today. I can't wait. Someone drops Blacker Lotus on you. They're so far ahead. You're like upset because now the game's over. And then like they rip it. You're like, okay, we'll do another one, whatever. And they pull out a fucking another one because they have like 10 in their backpack ready to play this game. Like, no, it's fake. It has to be fake. There's no way they print a card like this. There's no way.
I love this because it really does for the people out there who seek fairness in the world. You know, that in card games, yeah, people who play card games, most of us would do anything for an advantage.
They would.
We don't care if it's fair, and that's why Blacker Lotus is real.
Fuck. That's
actual real card.
That's actually insane.
Bonus question. What do you think the price is of a Blacker Lotus? Not legal in any sanctioned format, by the way. Just to clown on your friends with. What's the price?
God, that's
because now that you know it's real, that's the only potential limiting factor, right?
Oh, 100%. Well, so now it's interesting because if it's real, they only printed a certain amount of them. So every time one of them is ripped, the price just inflates. So, and this card looks old just based on like the border, and at the bottom there it says what, 1998.
98.
So
yeah, this is from that first UnSet that I talked about.
I'll go
before.
with like, I think this card is so funny and so interesting that like it'd probably be worth like $500 at this point. After all these years,
$500.
Yep, let's go with that.
It's a $17 card.
Okay.
but thank you for the content. So I showed you a card a while back, and it's been a long time, so it's okay if you're like, I don't remember that. I showed you Tybalt's Trickery because I was showing you a bunch of cards from Magic's history that do random stuff. And Tybalt's Trickery was a red counter spell that like countered the spell, but gave them then a random card to cast from their deck afterwards because it felt like a Hearthstone card. And I'm just using that as a setup because I'm going to have you evaluate a card with this title and this text box, and it's just relevant because of that.
Oh no. What is this? Oh man. All right, Tybalt offers you a treasure token as 1 red. It creates a food token. And then
what's the
flavor
what's
text?
The flavor text?
I lied. I mean, real? What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
What's a food token?
Can you figure out if a card is real? A food token is an artifact that you pay 2 mana and tap it and sacrifice it to gain 3 life.
1 mana to get a food token seems pretty reasonable. The name is so funny. Oh my god, man. Like, that seems fine. Like, I mean, balance, it just seems okay. I don't, like, what? Wizards a bunch of jokesters, it seems like, and they like referencing their cards, so like, this one makes me think it's real. Well, fuck it, we're going with real. Like, I guess, like, I'm kind of basing this off the Blacker Lotus here, though. Because if that one's real and they referenced an older card, even though they did it slightly different, it's probably fine. Yeah, we'll go with real.
Real? All right. I would like to thank the people over at Magic Custom Reddit for this beauty. Tybalt offers you a treasure token.
What is that art?
Yeah, if I showed you the art, I think that would be a bit of a problem. I just thought this was one of the funniest things I saw. Just the straight up.
God damn.
Tybalt's a bit of a jerk, and I'm a bit of a jerk for showing you that right after Blacker Lotus. Fine. But hey, you know. Thanks again for guesting on the show. But yeah, that's a fake magic card. It's fine.
It's fine. I got you with Wizards of the Trope, so.
You know what? I don't think I can ever top that, which gives me license to be as crazy as I want to be here today.
Okay, that's fine. Wizards of the Trope.
Yeah, the Wizards of the Trope never dies.
Space Bellaran? What? This is like an all. Okay, hold on. You showed me the space theme earlier. So
I did.
This is something that could be real. 2 neutral, 1 white, 1 blue. Legendary Planeswalker Jace. Space Sculptor. Space Bellaran divides the battlefield into alpha, beta, and gamma sectors. If a creature isn't assigned to a sector, its controller assigns it to one. Opponents assign first. Okay, so would you like to explain the mechanics of why separate? So like, I'm just gonna guess. If I separate into alpha, beta, and gamma, only minions in alpha can attack minions in alpha. Or defend. Sorry, only minions can defend, because you guys can't attack other minions. Only the player can decide to defend. So
yep,
the minion, you can only defend. You can only block a minion in the same sector as you.
Yeah, I think.
Why do you not know this?
Think I know what these cards do?
Okay.
I'm just using them as content.
Creatures in each sector can be blocked this turn only by creatures in the same sector. Okay. Wait, okay, hold on. So I guess, okay, so I just explained what I was going to say earlier. So the sectors are just there in case or until you do something with this card. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature in the sector of your choice. -5, destroy all creatures in the sector of your choice, and it starts at 3 loyalty. Huh. Destroy all creatures in the sector of your choice. And the opponent assigns first is actually kind of good.
You like sub games.
Man, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm really curious to do? Like, I want to see what the art looks like for this card, because I can see his head poking out at the top there.
Now, the quicker you fire off a good old-fashioned analytic guess, the quicker you'll see that art, my friend.
You've shown me the space theme. Is mechanically dividing the board into sectors that much of a problem that they would not print a card like this? No, not a Magic. Hearthstone, there would be more issues here. But because you guys have unlimited board space, it's probably fine. It just get like really wacky in person. So it'd be tough to like remember. You have to like maybe you'd have to draw like lines or something though. Or you'd have to remember, and I feel like that might cause some problems. But I could see it being a real thing. The sub game of this Planeswalker seems reasonable as well. What are you using this card for though? Is this a fun mechanic? Like, would you have fun with this in your game? Like, I don't know.
I would tear this card in half.
This just sounds like it sounds awful. Like it really does. It's not really like a sub game. It's more just like dividing the board. And
it's just choices. That's all it is. It's decision fatigue. That's what we're going for. That's what we're pushing.
If you didn't show me the space card, I think I would have said this is fake like immediately. But because you show me the space card, this means that this is actually, it can be real. And they would probably print a Jace card in the space set because it's so popular. Or like it's such a famous card. God, I hate this shit. Oh my God. No, I'm going fake. I'm going fake. I think it's just so unfun. I wouldn't want to play with it.
Oh man, you were right there.
Is it real?
Not only is it real, it's tournament legal.
You hate the dope art though. Dope art. Really cool art.
I mean, it Space Balearian does have amazing art, but dear God, anybody out there listening to never can play this against me. I swear to God, I will flip a table. I will throw this thing across the room. I know I'm putting it out in the world, and now it's definitely going to happen. This card makes me so angry. When I read this card, I was just like, I hope this never actually happens. Please let this never happen. And then they made it legal. No, I've dodged it. Played around it. Nobody's played it against me, but it is legal in Commander and like Eternal formats, which is its own controversy around the uncards for sure. Yeah, if you had guessed it was real, I was gonna have you guess if it was legal or not. Yeah,
that's tough.
It's all good. Dude. It's Space Balearian. Who would think that such a card can or should exist? That's crazy. Sorry. That's insane. Nobody likes this. All right, I got another one for you.
Oh my God, what is this? Cheap ass. Would they say ass on a Magic card? One neutral, one white. Creature. Sorry, what?
Please describe the art and read the creature types so that there's context for the podcast listeners.
Sorry,
that you're not just cursing into the void.
To be honest with you, it looks like an old woman donkey is how I'd describe that. A donkey townsfolk. Okay. Spells you play cost half less to play. Half? What do you mean half? No way this is real. There's no way Magic would put this on their players, man. There's no way. In the history of any card game, has there ever been a half? God, I can't think of a single one that would do it. Hearthstone's never done that before. Well, Hearthstone's done like, it does half the damage rounded down. I think Magic's maybe done something close to that if I remember correctly. But I think the mechanic of spells cost half less to play or half mana less to play is just, that's too miserable. I'm going with this is not real. Right? Please.
You think this is fake?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Because this card is from a set called Unhinged and is every bit real.
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
What the fuck is this stat
Unhinged. It's a 1, 3.5. What do you want from us?
This is insane.
The old woman donkey going to the yard sale is that's a card. That's a card.
Is this playable in standard? It's not playable in standard.
Nope. This is an illegal card. You can't play it in any formats other than just good old casual kitchen table Magic. This is from 2004.
I was gonna say, like, if you get 2 of these on board, is that like insane?
This card is busted, right? Spells cost half less to play?
Half
Am I
less
crazy?
is so interesting.
Oh, you need 2 of them for 1 reduction?
Yeah.
See, you don't even know. Do you round up or down?
Which is why I think it shouldn't be
doesn't
real.
even
Like the
say.
fuck? What do you mean?
How does this card work? Hold on. Do we have rulings on Scryfall? Do we have any rulings down here? Nope, no rulings. Cards from 2004, and there are literally no rulings on the site.
Okay.
We just hit, you know what? We just have to accept that we don't know what we don't know. That's cheap ass for you. That's the card. That's how it works.
It's impossible. It's not like, what the hell, man?
Dude, I told you this was going to be payback.
Oh my. This is like, these are so ridiculous, man. Like, what the fuck? Surprise
And you
party.
saw it. Yeah.
Okay. Surprise party 2 neutral 1 way. It's an enchantment. When surprise party enters the battlefield, yell surprise and put onto the battlefield any number of printed clown robot tokens that aren't touching each other that you hid on the battlefield before you cast surprise party and that weren't spotted by an opponent before you cast surprise party. Robots you control get +1/+0 and have vigilance. What the fuck? Like, how does this work? You hid it on the battlefield before you cast this? How do you even hide a card?
So not that I've ever done this, clearly. But if it were me throwing the surprise party, I would probably put them under a playmat.
Yeah, but so you're doing this like before the game even starts then, right? Like your opponent goes to the washroom, you just have them all under the playmat.
Maybe. Or maybe when they start shuffling, they just get so intense and distracted, you can do it like right in front of their face and they don't even know. Eh?
I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that works. I was thinking you just like, when you play a card, you put it under it. Or you put it in the sleeves of your cards. But
oh, that's pretty good too. I like that. Like if every sleeve has a robot in it too, and you pulled them all out of the sleeves.
Like that way, like they'll
That'd
never.
be pretty good.
That sounds
I like that.
broken.
I like
by
that
the way.
a lot. By the way, you can build that into your deck before the game even starts, just in case you draw a surprise party.
Surely this isn't real, right?
Your opponent picks up a card, is like, why is it twice as thick as it should be? And it's like, oh, they all are. Wow, that's crazy.
Just say you double sleeved it. It's easy. They'll never.
Yeah.
They'll never think about it.
You know, if you grade every single card, they can't tell if there's another one in there, but then you have to get it out somehow.
God, I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with it's not real. Like, surely it's not, right? Like, come on. This
Too
is
stupid?
This is broken.
Broken.
Isn't that?
It is a lot of robots. Yeah, honestly, it's 3 mana for like infinity like robots, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is kind of good.
From like a design, from like a balance standpoint, this is just insane. So I think it's just too good. But also, like, the logistics of this are ridiculous. So like, it's not real. Smile, please.
It's real. It's real. It's real.
Oh my!
This is there's another Unfinity card right here. And I'm not even showing you stickers or attractions. That's a whole other can of worms that lit the Magic universe on fire.
Okay.
Hang in there, buddy.
Oh my God.
We're almost
done.
done.
That is insane, man. Like, what?
How would you feel if somebody did this to you?
The first time I would laugh. If it was like every game, it'd be like, okay, guys, let's get a little old here. I just want to play a normal game, I think.
All right, the real meta is, say that you have like something like so many hidden clown robots. When you have 2 of these in your hand, do you play one and only reveal half the robots in case of an AoE so that you have even more for the next one? The surprise party.
This is illegal in standard,
insane.
right? This is illegal.
No.
Okay.
This is a very unlegal card. It's too funny, I think, to try to hide robots on the battlefield.
That would be incredible. That'd be. It'd honestly be really funny to watch competitive tournaments if this was legal, because it's like the other players are like constantly looking at what their opponents are doing, because you have to make sure that they're not just putting like
looking
robots.
under their playmat. Yeah. Looking under all their cards, like checking their sleeves for thick.
That's so funny. Oh my God, I can't believe this is real. It's like a Hearthstone card, man. Like I couldn't even imagine. Okay.
Let's see if you can figure. Yeah, dude, it's fun, right? This is great.
Insane. Okay. Oh my god.
Let's see. Is this next card real?
I have a new appreciation for Magic designers if this is the shit they're doing. Like, this is too funny. Mox Obsidian, legendary artifact. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. Escape 0. Exile 5 other cards from your graveyard. What does escape do? Is that what it is right there?
So yeah, escape is basically exactly what it says. It's in your graveyard. You pay an escape cost, and it enters the battlefield. Notably, this card, I didn't cut off the text box at the top. This card does not have a mana cost, which means you can't cast it from your hand.
Oh, so you have to escape it. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yep. There are other ways, like people will leave comments. There are other ways to cheat out something with no mana cost by like cascading into it, but that's not super relevant for this.
So you're exiling 5 cards from your graveyard to get this card on board. See, this one, like, now you're so in my head here, because like this one doesn't seem ridiculous. It just seems like, why would I want to do this? Like, it's 1 extra mana for sure, and I guess it's on board. You get to use it every single turn, but it doesn't got the like, holy shit, this is fake, right? This is kind of just like a card I can see them printing, but then now I'm like reverse where I feel like it is fake, because like this isn't wacky enough to be a part of like those weird sets. This is just kind of a card. Escape is such an interesting mechanic. 0 mana and you exile 5 of the cards from your graveyard to get this card on board. This card has to be in your hand to get to escape, or like, is it in your graveyard?
No.
It can be anywhere.
It has to be in the graveyard.
Oh, it has to be.
It has to be in the graveyard. Yep. If it's in your hand, you can't cast it and you can't escape it.
So you're just milling the whole time. Like, you're just hoping you mill it. Interesting.
You can also use effects that discard it.
That's fair. That is actually fair. I mean, I'm gonna be honest here. I think it is a real card, but because of how everything is going, I think it's fake. But I'm gonna still go with my intuition here and say it's real. Like, this seems like a fine card. Maybe a little good, depending on how likely you are to get it into your graveyard, but it seems fine.
A little good. Okay.
What do you mean by that?
Okay.
Why did you say like that?
Dude, I think this card would be
Is it broken?
Absolutely busted if it were real.
Okay.
Mox Obsidian comes to us from our Reddit friends. Thank you very much for this gem. I actually think this card would be busted. I think this card would be insane.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they should print it because I think it would be a super exciting card. I wish this card was real.
God
I would
damn
love
it, man.
breaking this card.
Oh my.
I'm going to give myself credit. I even showed you the Mox Jasper earlier just to show all the weird Moxes we have.
This game is a mess.
This game is a mess. It is. And I want to thank you for playing it with me.
Is that 8?
I've been waiting so long.
Am I saved?
There's one more. There's one more. I got one more for you. Yep.
What do you got?
Yep, let's do this.
Oh, okay. I do know this one's real.
Damn it. Okay. I wonder. See, now you're all subscribed to the you're subscribed now to the newsletters and secret layers, right? You got to keep your eye out for more SpongeBob.
This one actually chat ruined for you, because chat came into my they came in when this was being released. They're like, yo, did you get your Deadpool card? I was like, Deadpool card? So then I was like,
Did you? No,
I
so
didn't.
Anyway, I am showing the Deadpool card that was recently in the secret layer. Do you want to, you know what? Let's evaluate it anyway. We're here. I wanted to talk about this card.
Deadpool trading card, 2 neutral, 1 black, 1 red. As Deadpool enters, you may exchange his text box and another creature's. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life, 3 mana, sacrifice this creature. Each other player draws a card. It's a 5/3. And let's think about this in Hearthstone. 4 mana. Change the text box of a card. So that would have to have a good effect.
or another creature, not even card. So you'd have to have a good effect, and you'd have to want to use it multiple times in a turn, or I guess like a reoccurring effect. Because the way I imagine you play this is like you use the effect on board you already have, then you play Deadpool, and then you get to use that effect twice in a single turn. But then you would have to have a.
Why is that?
Say again.
Why do you get to use it twice? What am I missing?
Because if you use a creature, let's say like it says tap to do this effect, you use that creature, you tap it. Deadpool enters. You could exchange their text box with his, but he's not tapped, right?
Deadpool's not tapped. That's right. So I guess, yeah, if you got an ability of another creature that didn't have a tap ability, because Deadpool would be summoning sick, then you could use that right away.
How would you use this effect?
I know this card is so weird. So I immediately saw this and wanted to talk about it with you because it feels like a Hearthstone card to me.
It is pretty cool.
It really it does. And this is like, remember the owl?
Yes.
It's like the owl, except you take the text box and give it a worse text box, basically. You take the cool abilities and replace them with what is a downside, really. And I just thought that was really neat, especially as a commander. If you play this card and take your opponent's commander's text box and turn it basically into this, and you become their commander, they're in a really ugly spot where they have to get rid of it now and then recast it for a more expensive cost. That's way behind.
That's interesting. Yeah, now I see what you're saying. I didn't actually think about like you could use it on your opponent's creatures.
Yeah, that's why it's like an owl. Like it's an owl that steals the abilities.
Is that good? Probably for 4 mana, especially if the minion costs more. Like you're kind of rooting your opponent's game plan, I guess.
If it were just an activated ability or something like that, I'd say it's not very relevant. The fact that it's the whole text box, like that's what the text box of the commander, more than anything else, I think is what people build the whole deck around. You know,
you're not wrong.
If Yarick says that you're gonna get double abilities as they enter, your deck is full of abilities. It doesn't matter that Yarick's a 3/5. If your commander Taviel, I still can't say the name, the tap to get something out of the graveyard, right?
Yeah.
Like if that gets stolen from it, like your whole deck was built around that. Now you have a 4/7 flyer with an annoying downside that you lose life and you have to sack it and play it again. Like that's kind of crazy. Not only that, now Deadpool is taking advantage of your graveyard and your shenanigans.
Yeah, it's actually, I mean, no, it's pretty good. That seems actually really good. I'm trying to think of in Hearthstone how good it would be to steal. Because the problem with Hearthstone is like a lot of the time it's like, we actually have cards like this in Hearthstone, to be fair. But a lot of the cards you're playing is like, they're battle cry. So then Deadpool becomes significantly worse unless you're taking something that is like a Titan. So in very niche circumstances, this card is very good in Hearthstone. But in Magic, like the commander thing is actually like insane. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That could go crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's also an enters ability. So every time you make a copy or like blink this or bring it back from the graveyard, you get another text box swap.
Are you going to build your commander around this?
God, I don't know if I'm a Deadpool player, but I know some people who are. I guarantee this is going to be a part of the lineup on one of my shows at some point. It has to be. It's crazy. It's an absolutely crazy card. Yeah, I've got these inbound. I'm going to receive a few Deadpools.
Is Krim excited about this? I feel like this is a Krim.
Oh, Krim, dude. This is one of the more Krim things I've ever seen.
That's what I was going to say.
You're 100% right. Krim is probably somewhere just fantasizing about what text box he's stealing next with Deadpool at this very moment. In fact, his ears probably just perked up somewhere at the sound of the word Deadpool. I guarantee this is one of the most Krim things I think I've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah. It's going to be very popular. It's another one of those secret layers with Marvel that people are hopefully enough got printed that the people who want it can get it, because this is gonna blow up and it's gonna be really annoying. I
would agree.
I think
it's actually good,
but this is why I couldn't show you this earlier. This is the first ever Blacker Lotus reprint. Is a secret card in the secret layer.
That's kind of cool, actually. Wow, he did it on his own. Are you gonna rip that up?
I mean, I made it better. You're welcome. Who would rip that up?
That's awesome.
I mean, you know what? I'll put it in the deck and we'll cross that bridge when somebody draws it.
Did he, did Deadpool sell out? Like SpongeBob did? Because SpongeBob was gone like very quickly. I wonder if Deadpool did.
Did Deadpool sell out? Did Deadpool... Hold on. Let me consult somebody I know. Did Deadpool MTG Secret Lair sell out? You know, the first thing that comes up is, did it get banned? Foil Deadpool is now sold out, it says, from 5 days ago.
Okay.
So at least the foil one did. Let's see.
Sense. Okay.
If I just go to the site, just gonna dork it up. That's okay. We'll edit out any awkward downtime, right? I don't see it for sale. So yeah, it looks like Deadpool got completely sold
gone.
out.
Okay.
It would appear that to be true. Yep.
Okay.
Boom. Wow. Marvel, baby. Oh my goodness. So what do you think of fake and real Magic cards? Can you believe they did this?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I can't believe they printed some of these effects, but it's also like, I think it's really cool that they would make in the whole, it's like an expansion, right? Of these like really wacky cards that you could play in your special groups in Magic. I feel like that's awesome.
They made 4 of those expansions. Yeah.
Hearthstone has never done anything like that. So it is really cool that Wizards would be willing to put some time and effort into making wacky cards like that. I guess Hearthstone apparently is a wackier game, but I like it a lot. I think it's cool. I'm really glad they did it.
So you will give kind of a shout out to Mark Rosewater. These are his babies. He's a lead Magic designer, has been for decades, but
thanks, Mark.
Like has a particular love for the unsets. Well, thank you guys for listening to the Covert Go podcast. Remember to subscribe on Spotify and Apple and iHeartRadio, and of course here on YouTube. Thank you to the sponsor, CoolStuffInc.com, and use the promo code CGBPod if you go to CoolStuffInc.com to show that you like the podcast. And thank you, Raren, for being here. I can't wait to show you more fake cards someday. This is so great.
Oh, so excited.